And this is her very first appearance on national television. Would you welcome Roseanne Barr? Roseanne?
On July 25th, 1990, as Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold flew high above Jack Murphy Stadium, the San Diego Padres waited to face the Cincinnati Reds in the last of a 4-game homestand. But before they could take the field, they would be graced by the presence of one of TV's biggest stars, performing the American National Anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. As the helicopter neared, husband Tom Arnold looked over the crowd of more than 25,000 people and tried his Tom Arnold best to convince his wife that maybe, just maybe, this wasn't such a good idea. Soon, before the first pitch, Roseanne belted out her take on Francis Scott Key's anthem, which sounded like an out-of-tune goose being stomped. Then she spit on the field and grabbed her crotch. It would be Roseanne Barr's most controversial moment at the time, and then she would just continue to top herself to this very day. So yeah, let's find out what the f*** happened to Roseanne Barr. But to truly understand what the f*** happened to Roseanne Barr, we must begin at the beginning, and the beginning began when she was born on her birthday, 1952, Salt Lake City. She started her stand-up career in the early 1980s, turning up at LA's famed Comedy Store before appearing on Late Night, where she quickly earned respect and made a name for herself, and it seemed like Johnny Carson really liked her too. Roseanne gave a loud, humorous voice to American housewives everywhere, who were finally able to see someone they could relate to on the comedy stage. You could tell she had a natural gift for comedy and was just being herself. She wasn't playing a character, she is the character. And strangely enough, her loud screeching was kind of refreshing. By 1987, she earned an American Comedy Award nomination for Best Newcomer. The following year, her first special won her funniest female performer in a TV special. From there, Barr was on her way to the show Married with Children. Eventually turning down the sitcom, she was gonna star alongside Sam Kinison. Can you even imagine the screaming on that? But yeah, she turned down that sitcom to play her own domestic goddess on, well, yeah, Roseanne. This landmark series, Roseanne, premiered on October 18th, 1988, to more than 21 million viewers. But Roseanne was immediately pissed off because that's what happens, as she wasn't named creator of the show, despite, creating the character of Roseanne on the show Roseanne. She and the credited creator, Matt Williams, clashed outright to the point where he kept track of how often she farted in front of audiences in order to get her fired. But Roseanne's farts could not get her fired, only her tweets can do that. We'll get to that later. In the end, it was Mr. Matt Williams who got booted, giving Roseanne even more freedom. But apparently, she was difficult to work with, and wasn't exactly a class act, referring to her writers by number and not by name. But it was a frickin' amazing show. The first season earned Golden Globe nominations for the show and Roseanne. Through its seasons, Roseanne proved to be simply groundbreaking, tackling issues like poverty, domestic violence, alcoholism, and more, while being hilarious the whole time, and very well written. She uses the format of the sitcom to create art. And this art was very special because at the time, this was a look into the American household that we really hadn't seen, at least in a while, at least not like this, at least not from this point of view of a mother who acts like this. Like the frickin' anti-June Cleaver, you know what I'm saying? It was beautiful. It's a wonderful show. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll scream, you'll do everything, and, yeah, I mean everything.
Iceman Dan Connor has gone berserk! He's set her up, he's got her! 1, 2, 3!
But of course, all that controversy and scandal followed Roseanne everywhere she went. Like in 1991, when Roseanne made claims that she was an incest survivor and was abused by her parents. But decades later, she would recant those horrific allegations, saying that she was under the influence of drugs when she made that claim. Yikes. Her television success led to her first movie, 1989's She-Devil. And Roseanne's actually pretty damn effective as a housewife seeking revenge on Meryl Streep. That's right, Roseanne and Meryl Streep shared the screen. Barr was given more TV exposure with the animated show Little Rosie, based on her childhood. That's right, Roseanne Barr had a children's cartoon and a spin-off, The Rosie and Buddy Show, in 1992.
But where are the redeeming social values? What?
But yeah, back to movies, Barr used her voice again for Look Who's Talking 2, playing the baby girl, earning her a Razzie nomination, but she lost to Sofia Coppola. I don't know, it's kind of perfect casting. You hear a Roseanne's voice coming out of a whining, screaming, pooping baby? It's comedy gold.
Will this pain ever go away?
Maybe it will. Maybe it won't.
Earlier that year, she married Tom Arnold, just 4 days after divorcing her first husband. But then she would continue to top herself with that infamous rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner, which then President Bush called disgraceful. And Roseanne said it got her show Little Rosie canceled. #canceled. In 1991, Barnold, that's a combination of Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold, it's an interesting combination, they co-starred together in a TV movie called Backfield in Motion, and cameoed together in Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. That same year, she had a small role in Gus Van Sant's Even Cowgirls Get the Blues, and Barr would finally win a Golden Globe and an Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. Then came the next year, 1994, when she divorced Tom Arnold, sparing the world of their children. Then soon after, Barr came out as having dissociative identity disorder, with multiple personalities, with names like Susan, Kevin, and F***er. By the middle of the 1990s, Barr was gonna make $40 million on the last 2 seasons of her show, making her the second highest paid female TV personality after Oprah. In 1996, Roseanne was canceled. The show, not the woman, that comes later, following a very bizarre final season with too many changes. Like a new theme song with lyrics, and the blue-collar champions, the Connors, winning the lottery. Which, like, the whole point of the Roseanne show was that they were, not rich and struggling and just getting by together with love and family and fights and, all that. But then I guess it was an interesting risk to throw them $100 million and see how they react and see where the show goes from there. But then I think they all regretted it, and at the spoiler alert for the Roseanne show, it's revealed that the entire final season was like a dream, or it was like a story Roseanne was writing, or it was all in her imagination or something, and that Dan, her husband, had actually died of a heart attack at the wedding of their daughter, and that they never won the lottery. That was just something she made up, and now Dan is dead, but then the show got rebooted and Dan wasn't dead, so they erased all that. It doesn't make any sense. And just the style of humor changed. That was probably the worst of it. From there, Barr did a few cameos, one for her pal Rodney Dangerfield in Meet Wally Sparks, and one for John Waters in Cecil B. Demented. There was also a very forgettable talk show that I completely forgot about that ran from 1998 to the year 2000. She landed yet another show of her own called The Real Roseanne Show in 2003, a reality show about hosting her actual cooking show, Domestic Goddess. It was a show within a show. Groundbreaking.
After all, I'm the genius.
You're the star.
You people are the lackeys and the drones. Have I made myself clear? Thank you.
Next time on The Real Roseanne Show.
The following year, she was cast as a cow in a Disney cartoon that everybody forgot about called Home on the Range. Then in 2005, she launched a comedy tour which led into the next year's HBO special, Roseanne Barr, Blonde and Bitchin'. But then came some more of that controversy that Roseanne sure does love, like in 2009 when she posed as Adolf Hitler for a satirical Jewish magazine. A lot of people were offended by this, but then Roseanne explained to everyone that she's Jewish and that her mother had relatives die in the Holocaust, so it's okay. Those are the rules of comedy, I guess. That same year, she even landed a politically charged radio show where she would just say all of the political stuff that a lot of people don't like to hear. Things got more motivated as the years went on. In 2011, Barr signed on for a pilot called Downwardly Mobile, co-starring John Goodman. But this just didn't work out, with Barr claiming that her political beliefs and tendencies got the show shelved. And then she ran for president. That's right, Roseanne Barr ran for president. Roseanne Barr could have been president, maybe, almost, but not at all. There were minor turns in 2013 and 14, voicing Krang Prime in TMNT, which stands for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. She was also a judge on Last Comic Standing, which, she did an alright job. Way to go. Then came that year, 2016, when, everything changed for everyone, and Roseanne started demonstrating an interesting shift in political leanings, throwing her weight behind Donald Trump for president. What? This is apparently a big no-no in the land of Hollywood land. But Roseanne didn't seem to give a because that's what she does, not give any If she had any she would not give them. This blue-collar blood was perfect for a revival of the TV show Roseanne, because that's what they do now. Every TV show that was popular, they just bring it back. And they're like, look, they're older now, but don't you still want to watch them? And usually I say no, but this time I was actually interested, and the show was actually good. So yeah, the new Roseanne premiered in March of 2018, which on the first episode, her character comes out as a Trump supporter, and she even shouts, "Make America Great Again" at the Connors table. In the first episode, you're like, okay, we know what we're getting here. Oh, wow.
Thank you for making America great again. Mom, no! It's okay, darling.
But that's what Roseanne always did. She was always stirring the pot, and everybody, the cast and the crew, they all seemed cool with it, and for every right-wing joke, they had a left-wing joke too, so at the time it seemed like a nicely balanced show that poked fun at everybody. The premiere had strong ratings, with 18.5 million same-day viewers. It was huge and hilarious. Like I said, one of the few TV nostalgia reboots that actually worked, but it didn't last long. Well, Roseanne's time on it didn't last very long, getting the axe from ABC just 9 episodes following her infamous tweet about Valerie Jarrett, a one-time advisor for former President Barack Obama. In this tweet, she compares her to the Planet of the Apes, which many saw as a racist comment. And to prove to everyone that it wasn't a racist comment, Roseanne eloquently responded that it's not racist because she thought the bitch was white.
I thought the bitch was white! God damn it! I thought the bitch was white!
Going on to say that she was actually comparing the politics of Planet of the Apes to that of the Iran deal or something, and not Miss Jarrett's physical appearance. But who knows? But what do you think? Fight about it in those comments. Comment in the comments. Do it. Miss Rosie would even blame this tweet on a late-night spell of Ambien, to which the manufacturer replied, "Racism is not a known side effect." But Roseanne didn't give up. She did not think it was fair that she got fired for this. She even gave examples of other celebrities who did equal or worse things, but did not get fired or canceled or anything. So yeah, what do you think? Later that year came the debut of The Conners, which killed off Roseanne prior to the first episode with an accidental drug overdose. I tried my best to watch the Roseanne-less Roseanne. I was curious, but it wasn't the same. All the actors and all the characters are great in this show, but without the Big Mama, I don't know. Cancel culture strikes again.
And the reason the Conners have kept together as a family is because of laughter and love. It's true. There's a lot of love around here, and there's a lot of love in the show, and a lot of laughter.
And speaking of a culture that cancels, Miss Barr currently has a new comedy special coming to Fox Nation called Cancel This, where she finally gets to cut loose and let her politics and her opinions and her comedy roam free, whether you like it or not. Tackling issues such as the COVID vaccine, the mandates, the side effects, the Second Amendment, racism, war. She even talks about her left-leaning family and how they deal with each other, and of course shares her thoughts on Joe Biden and cancel culture and more, offending anyone and everyone she can, just like she always has and just like she always will, whether you like it or agree with her or not. She really has not slowed down. Love her or hate her, you cannot cancel Roseanne.
Anyways, anybody else been fired recently?
So yeah, Roseanne Barr was once the most prominent woman on television other than Oprah, with a monumental, groundbreaking, and important show, which actually paved the way for other comedians like her to get their own multi-million-dollar sitcom deals. The worlds of television and comedy were forever changed because this woman, this housewife, went up on a stage and told jokes into a microphone. And nobody can cancel that legacy.
And I have put it together. We're either being invaded by aliens or killed by giants coming up from Antarctica, where Hitler took a whole bunch of people during World War II.
So if you want to give a fuck about what the fuck happened to Roseanne Barr, that's totally fucking okay. But boy howdy, let me tell you what. If one thing is true, it's this. Roseanne Barr does not give a fuck about what the fuck happened to Roseanne Barr. She's probably there in her kitchen right now, sitting down with her family, her multiracial family, by the way, enjoying a meal and belting out that loud, annoying, but infectious and lovable laugh. So yeah, I guess all there's left to say now is WTF.